go. Another week has come and gone, and it's time yet again for a bit of Super League Raw Weekly. Good afternoon, Gregory. How are you, sir?
Very well, sir. How are you?
Yes, very good. Very good indeed.
Today.
Yes. You must be naughty, sir. You must be naughty. But yes, great week of Rugby League. Fantastic NRL. Magic weekend went down very well. Did you catch much of the action?
Yeah. There's only a couple of games I'm not caught up on, so
I'm all trying to spoil that for you,
for
sir.
the Broncos, which is tremendous news. About time to start together.
Well, myself, Sydney Rabbitohs hung on just about. Andy and Sue Kirk are with us, Tracy Corbett as well. Good to see you. They're all ploughing in as usual. Well, there's only really one place to start this evening. I think it's only right, and I think it's only proper. Of course, today, for those of you who I'm sure keep your ear very, very close to the ground, it was, of course, announced that Maurice Lindsay of Wigan Warriors fame sadly passed away at the age of 81. Announced by Wigan, and no really any surprises. The rugby league community have all, of course, responded to Wigan's announcement, sending condolences to the family and to the club, which of course we do as well. But yeah, Maurice Lindsay, a polarising character.
I say a diversive figure. I mean, what he did for Wigan is unbelievable.
Yeah.
He took them from the second division and took them on. We don't need to repeat what he did. A great spell of theirs in the 80s and 90s. The only professional club for a long, long time. Funded, I think, by Mr. Lindsay and a couple of other people involved.
Which in the 80s and early 90s, without question, turned them into a hated figure as a club, I think, across the league. It was a bit farcical back in the day.
Yeah, I think I saw something written on RL Fans today. Maurice Lindsay, the man everybody loved to hate, which there can be no greater compliment.
No, I mean, look, and you know what? You're right. I mean, the man was a Wigan man through and through. Like any owner today, he wanted the best for his club. I think when he became chief exec of the Rugby Football League, that's when, for me, it became a little bit didn't quite sit really at the time.
Yeah, he brokered the deal for
Sky.
Super League with Rupert Murdoch and with the Aussie guys and Sky Sports. Some say he saved the game. Some might have other views on that, but he's a polarising figure, as you say. But for his hometown club, a genuine hero for fans of Wigan. And condolences to his family and other people who knew him.
Yeah, and I'm sure that Wigan will mark his passing. They're away this week, aren't they? But I would expect certainly whether they do it at the Challenge Cup final or whether it's back at the DW, probably in round 14, I'm guessing.
I would think.
I'm sure they'll mark it.
I would think most grounds might mark it in some way. Just hope if they do that the fans respect it.
Yeah, I think and again, this bit. I mean, look, I don't want to make big of this, and I don't. What I found really interesting today, in parallels with other announcements, is that and forgive me if I'm wrong in this, but I've had a good look around social media. For whatever reason, yes, the rugby league community have passed on their condolences, but it was responding to the Wigan tweet as opposed to a club statement on their own platform, which I found quite surprising today.
Power of social media.
What's that?
The power of social media.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you think of when Des Drummond passed away, virtually on every single Twitter feed and on every social media platform, clubs did a specific post in terms of condolences.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Whereas today, Wigan did their post on Twitter, and the rugby league community just filtered in behind that one, which I found a bit odd. If I'm being honest. But I mean, love him or loathe him. I think you've got to respect that. I mean, look, what he was a rugby league man, wasn't he? He was an absolute rugby league man, no question.
Well, he was a Wiganer first and foremost, wasn't he? Like you say, he rescued the club. He turned them into the most successful. Whether it hurts to say this or not, the most successful rugby league team of the modern era, if not of all time.
Oh, the Saints fans there throwing things at the telly as we speak, and Leeds fans getting in. But you're right, mate. You're right. They dominated.
You can't argue with the record. Seven championships, 7 Challenge Cups, World Club Championship, World Sevens. All in that space between about 88 and 95, 96. I think they were the first Super League champions.
Yeah. To be fair, it was a legacy, that period of time.
It could have broken the game, to be honest.
Well, that was it, and I think that's where a lot of people got frustrated with it, because it was Wigan, and basically Wigan. And I think the legacy is that the BBC still only think that Wigan play in rugby league. But anyway, that's another story. At the end of the day, like I say, a rugby league man, who's to blame? I'm sure if we were multi-millionaires, we'd plough money into our local team in the hope of them doing well. So, we can't blame the man for that.
No, apparently somebody's done that at Warrington.
Somebody has done that at Warrington, and many other clubs as well.
Allegedly.
And many other clubs as well, in a McManus kind of way, and we could go right the way through the clubs. And to be fair, we wouldn't have a game without them, so fair play.
No, we won't.
Good evening to Paul James Gibson. Hello to John Wilkinson. Hello to Steve Cartledge. Good evening to you, one and all. The next thing, again, don't know if people pick this one up today or not, but 3 clubs have been fined because of fans' behaviour. Warrington Wolves have agreed to pay £3,000 for the damage done to Castleford Tigers coaches on February the 17th, with an additional £2,000 that is going to be basically suspended until 2023. Castleford Tigers have been fined £5,000, of which £3,000 is suspended until 2024. That's following an incident in 3 away fixtures at Hull KR on February the 25th, Huddersfield Giants on March the 12th, and the Challenge Cup at Leeds Rhinos on March the 26th. And finally, Hull KR have been fined £2,000. The activation of a suspended £2,000 fine imposed for an operational rules breach in 2021, with a further £2,000 fine suspended until the end of 2023, relating to their home game against Castleford on the 25th of February. So, we put a little post on our Super League Fans Forum page earlier, which was basically condemning this. We spoke about this a couple of times. It's right and appropriate that the clubs are fined. And I think, what we put on our post was, look, the only people these fans are damaging is the financial stability of their club and the reputation of their club. Nothing more, nothing less. If they truly love their club,
barred from the games.
And being barred from the games. And this is why we'd always said they're not really Super League, Rugby League fans. The one thing that separates us from other sports is the respect. Yes, there's rivalry, and yes, there's great banter between the fans, but deep down, I think there's a genuine respect. And we treat each other very, very well outside of the grounds. In the grounds, it's game on, of course, but outside the grounds, I think
mostly. There's been a few hairy moments when certain teams have come down. In the main, every club has its idiots, doesn't it?
Yeah. There's idiots in every village.
The clubs are paying for it.
Indeed.
It's simple as that. The clubs are losing money. You're getting banned from the games. I just don't understand what you gain by putting a window through.
Well, nothing. It's a cowardly act, isn't it? It's an absolute cowardly act.
Yeah, with the others for flares.
Oh, a new name here. Katie Jane Morelli is watching us. Katie Jane, good evening. Get involved in the chat. Get involved in the chat.
With the Castleford and the Hull KR flares.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
How do you get a flare into it?
Mate, it's crazy, isn't it? It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, I mean,
Wigan had there was a flare went off in the Wigan end.
It's football. It's football behaviour infiltrating rugby league, and quite frankly, we don't need it. Anyway, tell you what, let's celebrate something that the Rugby and Football League have done well. Last week, you mentioned IMG to me, and I said, I'll reserve judgment on IMG. However, this week, more information has come out with regards to what they're proposing in terms of structures, in terms of marketing, etc. But I have to give credit. Good evening to Barry Williams. Barry's always with us. Nikki Briggs, that's a new name as well. Good evening to Nikki. Credit where credit's due to the Rugby Football League. Reading up on the complexities of this deal and what they've already released, it would appear that IMG are only going to be paid money from the Rugby Football League if they have proven results. Yes. Which I think is incredibly refreshing.
It's common sense.
Well, it is, but common sense is not that common, Greg. It's not that common. And to be fair,
he's not supply at RFL headquarters.
Well, exactly. So actually, when they get something right, I think it's to be applauded. I like this. It's putting the onus on IMG to come up with a strategy that actually, you know, and they've got a vested interest in it. You know, whether it be rugby league or any business, these companies that basically go in and say they're going to, you know, improve whatever it is that they're going to improve, but they themselves get paid regardless of anything that's going on. There you go. Oh, hey up, Barry's saying don't get onto Wakefield Trinity. We're shite. We don't actually swear on this show, but I'll certainly find out. I had to put that in a quote there. Barry, unfortunately, we will be looking at Wakefield a little bit later on. But
maybe Barry could give his opinion in, you know,
on the IMG, on the same topic. Get involved.
Has he got an Anglo-Saxon opinion of IMG?
Well, no, I mean, Joe, I feel his pain. I mean, you know, let's be fair. Wakefield, I think at the moment are in the worst form of all the clubs in Super League, especially with the Toulouse ring.
Okay,
KR are close as well. Yeah, so yeah, I feel his pain.
Going back to IMG a minute. I read the comment by Simon Johnson, and again, keeping cards close to the chest. There's going to be a realignment. So it'd be interesting to see what people out there think this realignment should be of the Rugby League and Super League. I had a thought about this. Don't know whether you agree with this.
Go on, get in there.
The Challenge Cup has lost a bit of its gloss over the last few years because it's kind of been buried because of the fuss around Super League in the grand final. Sky are the major partner. So I was thinking, why not revamp the Challenge Cup? And why not? Now, where this would take place in the season is a kind of a decision to be made. But why not have group stages in the Challenge Cup? So 8 groups, a couple based in Yorkshire, a couple in Cumbria, a couple scattered around, and the top 2 teams from those groups then go into a knockout round and then go to the final. Because at the minute, you're getting teams from outside of the leagues and the lower leagues playing, and then a Super League team will go in at round 5, another will go in at round 6, and it just seems crazy. You've got a smile on your face. But
I'm gagging to know what the forum have got to say about that one. But do you know what, Greg? Do you know what? I don't mind the idea.
It's not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea. I think the only problem, say it's a problem.
Yeah.
You know, I say, is it a problem? I mean, what's good about
it? In my opinion, just to interrupt you, Dave. In my opinion, they would get a chance for, obviously there'd be qualifying rounds to get into the group stages, but you'd have revenue coming in. Maybe four teams in a club, so you get several home games in the Challenge Cup. So if you're Whitehaven or Workington or Bradford or I don't know, York or Newcastle, you get 3 home games, and they could be against, you know, if you want to do it Yorkshire, Lancashire, Cumbria, have York Knights against Leeds, against Castleford, Wakefield, bringing the revenue in. You can have Widnes versus Warrington Saints Wigan, bringing revenue into Widnes.
Yeah, I think I like them. Look, I mean, yeah, you could have it that, you know, 2 Super League clubs, 2 Championship clubs, as it currently sits. But I think that what I like about that as an idea is the fact that it's local rivalries. So, you know, the likes of Featherstone will probably be Wakefield and Castleford, I'm guessing.
And then
maybe Newcastle will go into that group as well.
Maybe Dewsbury or something like that.
Exactly. So actually, you know, would it inspire more people to come out and support it because it's local rivalries? It's a great shout. You know, it's like Warrington Widnes. Warrington Widnes is going to get 10,000 at Warrington all day long. You know, it just is.
Widnes' ground as well.
Exactly. So I don't dislike the idea, mate. Don't dislike it.
It's just I based it on the Women's Challenge Cup idea. They have group stages. I thought, you know, when the logistics of it would be difficult. When would you hold it in the season? It could actually be a midweek competition, maybe, while Super League's going on. And I still think the Challenge Cup final should be held the week after the Super League grand final.
It's like we've seen exactly the same in football. It's exactly the same in football with the FA Cup.
Yeah.
When we were kids in rugby league, the Challenge Cup was massive. You know, I mean, the M6, M1 was just a wash of rugby league supporters travelling down on coaches. And, you know, I remember when I was a kid, you know, pulling up at a service station was quite an interesting event. You know, all the different colours and banter and what was going on.
And you could even have the round after the group stages decided. You could even have that as your magic weekend.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you, I'm getting sick of playing Wigan or Cats or Saints every.
Well,
match.
this is well, yeah. But the thing about, I mean, and again, they're talking about this restructuring, maybe 10 and 10. For me, that doesn't work. We want expansion, and I would rather be bold. If we're going to do it, let's do it. And you look at the NRL now; they're expanding, and all right, we're a long way off that. But for me, I wouldn't want to see us reduce the league down to 10 teams. I just wouldn't want to see that.
For me,
personally,
less teams hasn't improved the quality. It's just meant the same teams have won the competition every year.
I agree, mate. I think we've got to look for expanding. We certainly stay at 12 and look for expansion.
I'd like to see 14 or 16 and an end to these stupid loop fixtures.
Yeah, no, don't disagree. It's a minefield, but what is really encouraging is that IMG are only going to get any money if they actually are successful in growing this sport.
I'll be listening to our show. I'll be listening to this and think,
wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice?
I don't know what people out there think about the Challenge Cup, but for me, that would reignite the Challenge Cup for me to have those local rivals.
Do you know? And you know what? This might not go down well, but I think the time has come for the Challenge Cup to be played up in the north. Because I think it is. I think again, you're talking about people travelling down south. I think that, I think the old Wembley with the Twin Towers, and I think that's had something to do with it as well. When we were kids, the old Wembley with the Twin Towers, it meant something. I think since it's changed, it has lost that little bit. I mean, and it's
soulless. It's soulless.
Yeah, it's not the same as it used to be at all. So is it time to say, well, yeah, we'd rather have a full whatever, really, St James's Park, Etihad, Etihad, something like that. Just get it full, because again, people from Leeds, back in the day, Leeds, Castleford, whatever. If you weren't in the final, Warrington, I remember from about 1980, probably from about 85 to 92. Woolston Rovers used to put on coaches to get you all down there, and they did, and I remember going on them coaches and doing that. Those days are gone, and I think that if it's like this Challenge Cup final, Wigan Huddersfield. Will I go to the city of Tottenham State? Will I go to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to watch Wigan against Huddersfield? I'll be quite honest with you. No, I won't. I'm going to Cornwall anyway. I'm having a bit of an holiday. It's in the break, so that's where I'm going to go. But the interesting thing is that if it wasn't going away to Cornwall, if that was being played at the Etihad, virtually 20 miles, 25 miles from my house, do you know what? I might go.
Yeah.
I might go. It's no great shakes.
The double-header semi-final at Bolton a few years ago was really good. It was fun.
Steve's linked in here. He disagrees. He says it's still got the magic for him and it's still a great day out, which, fair enough, Steve.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Each to your own. But
shot anyway, me down in flames.
Shot us both down in flames. In terms of anything else that's caught your eye? Anything else that's caught your eye this week?
Warrington signing a fullback.
If that's true, yeah.
Apparently, rumour has it's a done deal. So we're crying out for props. We're crying out for bigger followers.
Well, again, but Dudson and Cassiano's being rumoured as well, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of water's being poured on that a little bit this week.
Is that because we were playing him?
Maybe.
Supposed
to be signing McKaylee, I think it is. I think that's how you say his name, a prop. From down under, who's coming this season. That's the reason why Butler has been moved out.
Yeah. No, there's no question, yeah.
I just don't see what does that say to young Josh Hewlett and Matty Ashton. What does it say to them?
Well, I think Josh Hewlett for me has been very, very good. Matty Ashton, I think without question, Ashton, wherever he ends up at full back, but at the moment I think he's safe as a row of houses as starting 13. I think there's no issues there, albeit he's on the wing. I think he's safe. But yeah, Hewlett, I agree. You're right. If you're going to bring in an Australian fullback,
chance, please. Unless as people are saying he's going to replace Widdop at 6.
Mate, some of the best players that we've seen, the likes of Jack Wellsby, Lewis Dodd before he got injured, Harry Smith this season, torrid last year, but this year he's really packing a punch at Wigan. We talk about the likes of Will Price, who's obviously going to be back for the Challenge Cup final. Whether he gets in or not is a question, but we've seen Will Price be good. The emergence of Sam Wood this year at Hull KR. Connor Wynne. The list goes on and on and on. Yeah. There's youth out there. And what we've got to do is make sure that our youth is
exactly.
Well
look at the way Connor Edge played on Saturday night. Didn't put a foot wrong, and could quite possibly be dropped this week. It's wrong. I don't know if our St Helens friends will correct me on this, but apparently Duffy was supposed to be signing for Saints last year. and it all collapsed at the last minute. I don't know how true that is.
Well, but again, that might have been due to the fact that they had this master plan to put Wellesby at 1. Who knows?
It could well have been. But I'd be interested to see if we do have any St. Helens viewers, if they'll.
I don't know. I think they've given up on us. But no, we've got the odd one or two. I think certainly on YouTube. And by the way, YouTube. I mean, I know it goes out an hour later on YouTube, but YouTube now it's 171 subscribers. We started the season with something like 20. So it's great to see that the YouTube fraternity is getting bigger and bigger. I think we're over 2,100 now on here, and people are enjoying it, which is great, which is what it's all about. Good evening to Alan John Kane. I wonder who he is. Andrew Seed is with us. Great name, Andrew Seed. What a great name that is. Right, it's round 12 time.
Are you struggling with hay fever, sir?
A little bit. I do apologise if I'm sniffling.
No,
but yes, it is time. It is time to look back at round 12. There'll be some people, as Barry said about Wakefield, us about Warrington. There's a few of us now who are going, do we really have to go through this? Yes, we do. Some great tries, some great moments. But before we do, as always, let's take a look at the top performers of round number 12. As always, here we go. Let's take a quick look at these fine statistics. Here we go. So there they are, the top performers of round number 12. Some new faces in there as well this week. Congratulations must go to Lewis Senior. A very late addition to the Huddersfield team, replacing his brother Innes, and of course scoring a good hat-trick on the way. Conrad Hurrell, looking to get an extension at St. Helens for next season. He's lean, he's mean, he's doing the business, isn't he?
He was superb the other night.
Yeah,
he was superb. For me, he was the man of the match.
Yeah, he was good.
I think the way he's playing, I think Saints would be. You don't know what's in the pipeline, do you? You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But I would be surprised if Saints don't sign him up for at least another year.
Well, if Wolf stays on at the end of the season, I think he's a massive admirer of Conrad Hall, and it was a big draw for getting him back to getting him to St. Helens, and he's back to the Conrad Hall of maybe 3 years ago. Absolute powerhouse, incredible. We'll see some of the action in a minute in terms of that. Barry Williams here, 51 tackles for Bentley. That makes a change. He does. He was actually on the field to do 51 tackles. Barry, your eyes were not deceiving you, sir. Unbelievable.
I noticed that. I thought, wow.
James Bentley.
That's after me saying he was one of my underachievers last week. He obviously watches the show.
51 tackles from James Bentley, unbelievable. Sam Cassiano, superb against Warrington Wolves. Wrecking machine, wasn't it? Absolute wrecking
mind
machine.
You, mate, me and you could have done that against Warrington on Saturday night.
Speak for yourself, mate. Jay Mamo, back, really in good form for Castleford. Good to see him in there as well. So just good to see some new names in the top performers this week. Some making their first appearance. Bentley, I think Mamo's making his first appearance this year in there.
I think he is.
Certainly Cassiano's first appearance, and seniors as well. So really good to see. And of course, Lola Hoyer.
There's two good brothers there.
Incredible, mate. Yeah, I mean, we were speaking last week about players that have suddenly come to prominence this year. People that maybe you're starting to appreciate, and Innes and Lewis Senior at Huddersfield, very talented. Dare I say it? Very much like the Fewless brothers. You know, good to see brothers coming through.
Jay.
Andy and Sue are in. Kenny Edwards has been a standout with Cass. Steady on, Andy and Sue. We'll get there. We'll get there. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. Absolutely right. Okay, so let's get into some action, sir. Let's get into some action. Here we go. Outstanding. Here it comes. Yeah. So hopefully everybody's seen that. This was, of course, round number 12. Just want to make sure there's no issues with the volume. Yeah, there you go. We're okay. Just wanted to make sure that we didn't have a little technical hitch there, but we've not. This was the 12th round. Huddersfield taking on the Wigan Warriors. Saints up against Hull FC. Catalan Dragons take on the Wolves. Salford Red Devils up against Leeds Rhinos. Castleford Tigers OKR, and Toulouse Olympic, of course, took on Wakefield in a game that we said last week we all went to lose, and we were all right. But we'll get to that in a few moments' time. We're going to kick off with the game that kicked off the week's Rugby League. As always, these highlights coming to you from the Betfred Super League YouTube channel. Be sure to catch all the action there, normally a couple of hours after the final whistle. Great to just catch up on all the tries. No sooner have they gone in. So let's take a look then. Wigan, of course, going up against Huddersfield. We mentioned the players that Wigan left out, and Huddersfield were impressive, Greg.
Yeah, they were. I thought it might be a little bit, I thought Wigan might put more of the fight in the second half, but they seemed to fade away.
Yeah, a try from the scrum. The reason why scrums came back. Yeah, but this is why scrums came back, to give the attacking team that degree of an advantage. And a very, very easy try. I mean, Wigan will be very disappointed. And again, this one virtually a carbon copy.
Yeah, and the first try makes me laugh. It's he slid and the ground wasn't wet enough, and he just kind of like Tom and Jerry. He kind of went up in the air. Was that the one that was disallowed for being?
That was disallowed. Sorry, yeah. Well, yeah, it was almost a carbon copy, wasn't it? The first one.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Lettelli had a game, didn't he? Lettelli had a great game.
Yeah,
really did.
You just bombed it. It.
Well, and this is what's interesting about the scoreline. In the end, it's a 10-point margin, but in the early, certainly for that first half an hour, 40 minutes, 35 minutes, Huddersfield were dominant. I mean, they really were. They had great chances.
I think I said second half. Didn't I? I meant the first half.
That's a great try from Lettelli. It's a great try from Lettelli. Watch this here. Bang! Get out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, that's commitment. It's desire. It's a wonderful thing, isn't it?
It is. He's a great player.
Beautiful.
He's a great player. I've got a lot of time for him.
Yeah, I agree. So 12-0, 31 minutes gone, and then Thornley again, another player that this year, good to see Thornley. Back in Super League, and a really good offload that to Hull Sol off the ground. Fair play. I think it was Bevan French?
It was Bevan French. To all intents and purposes, it looked like the move was over.
Yeah, I mean that's a cracking offload. That is
and look, a winger backing up an attack. It's a joy to see.
Yeah, I say he's a big unit for me, isn't he? He's
you don't realise, do you?
No wonder Toby King was having a hot dog in the stands against Wigan with him bearing down on him. You know what I mean?
Come on, Toby King made him look like Mal Meninga the other day.
Here comes Senior again. Again, good cut-out ball there. A bit fortunate in terms of that. But that's a great pass, isn't it? I mean, how many metres is that? It's got to be, 10, 20?
At least
15 easy. I mean, and it's the quickness of the thinking as well. Have a bit of honestly, we do it. I mean, it's why we do this. We enjoy our rugby league. That's a thing of beauty. Good evening to Sean Allen Spencer. He's here. He says he can't wait for Thursday. We can, mate. We can. We hope Thursday never comes, mate. But that's another story. It's what I would say. But yeah, again here, just again, They played well. They played really well, Huddersfield. Good to see Wardle back.
Yes, it is.
Playing his, he's good player, Wardle. Got like time. Mike Ward's with us. Always good to see Mike.
And you know what? I thought the ref had a real good game.
I
think from what I remember, he let the game flow, and most, if not all, of his decisions were spot on.
Yeah, Bibby will be disappointed with that thing. I think Bibby will be a bit disappointed with that, But again, credit where credit is due. A very nicely finished try.
Yeah, I mean, it's not tuck and passes; it just hit him.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Just bundling. Either attack the ball or attack the player harder than that. Just don't.
Yeah, don't allow him in. Yeah, but
having
no,
said that, I wouldn't like him hitting me like that.
I think the thing for me was we said this last week. I just found it a little bit disrespectful that Wigan left so many out. I mean, and I think what will concern Huddersfield is the fact that it was only a 10-point margin in the end. I mean, to be fair, that probably flattered Wigan on the day. But once Wigan bring back the troops, I think the final could be a very interesting final. And when we get to the predictions for round 13, we've got to take into account. I think Huddersfield probably wouldn't. At the start of the season, certainly a couple of weeks ago, good try. They might have not fancied themselves to take the 2 points from this game. So will that give them the license this week coming, to just rest a few key players going into the Challenge Cup final?
I think it will be interesting. It'd be interesting to see who Wigan play as well this week. Are they going to keep rest? I've not seen the squads. I don't know if the squad's been announced.
No, the squads haven't been announced yet. But I agree with you.
I wanted the Saints have announced theirs.
Yeah, but they're the Thursday game, so you tend to get that today. The Thursday game gets announced on Tuesday. I think it'll be Wednesday.
I thought Lola Hayer had a real good game as well.
Phenomenal game, mate. Lola Hayer and Farge as well. I mean, Farge is, they've got some really good strike players, and the fact that Will Price is not guaranteed to come straight back in for the Challenge Cup final, because the other player that's been impressive is Ollie Russell. Ollie Russell's had a good season. That was a good offload. I think
it was a tad forward, sir, but it was clever play.
It was clever play. It was good, and again, because youngsters coming through.
Did he ground it? I don't know whether he did or not.
Well, it's this whole sending it up as a try, sending it up as a no try, isn't it?
I think he dropped
I mean, remind me, did he send that up as a try or a no try?
He sent it up as a try.
Yeah, so this goes back. I mean, look, Warrington have got no right at all to complain. I don't think Darryl Powell's got any right to complain about decisions going against them. Great show once again, guys. Glad to be a part of it. That's Mike Ward. Well done, Mike. But yeah, I'm just gonna play this again, right? Because Powell's been out. Powell has been actually saying that at the end there, I suppose so. But from another angle here, the referee doesn't have a really good view. Does he get a view there?
I think he does.
Yeah, to be fair, he does. I'll give him it. He does on that. But, this bit about sending it up, try, no try, I think...
It's got to stop.
Well, we've seen in the NRL, it doesn't mean anything anymore. You've got players you've got referees giving try on the field, and then the bunker have a look at it and they overturn it. Yeah, so for me, I think we've got to adopt that system where,
it's got to stop.
Yeah,
because as I said,
we don't have to agree. We don't have to agree with the ref. The referee can give a try, but if the bunker in our case, the video ref sees something that they're not sure about, they can overturn it.
There was quite a few. There were quite a few this Magic Weekend in Australia that got overturned, given us tries and then overturned. And the thing that annoys me is the referee knows that if he sends it up as a try, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be given as a try.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is the referee deciding who wins the game, not the players on the pitch. And that's not the referee's job.
Well, I can't. It's very difficult to disagree with that. It's very difficult indeed to disagree with that.
You know what I'm saying? That the try for Hull against Warrington, the Catalan try this weekend against Warrington, that referee knows that game was still quite close on Saturday.
Yeah.
The referee knows that by sending that up as a try, it's going to be given. And he can't say that that's a try or not. It's wrong. And it's not just Warrington who've suffered by it. I'm just saying because the latest 2 examples, and that one as well. To me, he drops that ball.
Well,
and it goes up as a try. Yeah. He's got a great view of it.
No.
So give a no try. In that case, give a no try on the field.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you, mate. And going back to our predictions last week, I regretted it as well, because if you remember last week, I think yourself and the fans forum went 9-17 Wigan, and I was on the fence. I went 0-8 Wigan. I was actually thinking, do I go the other way? Yeah. I pondered over it for ages. When I saw the players that Wigan were leaving out last week, I very nearly went Huddersfield. One thing's for certain, and we said this when we reviewed the Challenge Cup semi-finals: if Huddersfield turn up for that final, it's game on.
I think so.
It's game on. I really have got total respect for what Ian Watson has done.
Yeah.
As a coach, Salford and now Huddersfield, phenomenal.
Yeah. They've got some good players there. Latelli's a great player. They've got Hill to come back. They've got a few others to come back. Lola Hayer. if they keep Field and Ben quiet, and obviously Liam Farrell, keep them. You realise how important those players are to that Wigan team.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I think
players quiet, and it could be a good game.
But the thing is, I mean, but again, let's give a little bit of praise to Huddersfield. I don't think it's necessarily about keeping. I think it's about them expressing themselves and playing, because they have got great strike players. I think what I'm really liking about Huddersfield, I think the balance of the Huddersfield squad this season is very, very easy on the eye.
Yeah,
very easy on the eye.
Have they got that one player like Jay Field who can create?
Well, Lola Hoyer, mate, he's having the season of his life at the minute. He has been outstanding this season. So
we shall see.
I'll tell you what, I will be in Cornwall. I will have the odd fruity at the side of me, and I'll be fully enjoying the Challenge Cup final when it comes round.
Will you have a Cornish ale, sir?
Good Lord, I may even go the full hog and have a Cornish pasty as well. But anyway, that's another story. Right, we now go to the champions, to St Helens. We said probably the worst time to be playing St Helens, being knocked out of the Challenge Cup against Wigan. They didn't disappoint. Last week, we got it wrong. We thought that Johnny Lomax had no chance at all of playing in this game. And what do we know?
If he's got a busted bicep, I'm the Pope.
Mate, unbelievable, Johnny Lomax.
Come on, you can't. You got a busted bicep, that hurts.
It does hurt. But
not that I know, obviously.
Credits where credits due. We all went Saints. I actually got 5 points for this.
You know what? I think this was.
Mate, this could have been a send off. I agree, mate. I agree. When I saw this, I have to agree with you. That's close.
To me,
that's close, because his arm goes up. I was in complete. I'm in complete agree. You know, Lees is a very lucky man there. That could easily have been a sending off.
Notice how not a single thing was said by the Sky commentary team. I think he was a lucky boy there.
No, I agree, mate. I agree. Makinson there.
Again, I thought Jack Smith refereed this game very well.
Yeah,
I'm liking Jack Smith this season. He's had some good games as a referee. There'll be some people out there who'll disagree with me, but.
Well, just to give Tommy Makinson credit where credit's due, he's now scored 112 Super League points this year. The next closest to him is Gareth O'Brien on 77. Just goes to show what a great season he's having with boot and with ball in hand. Doing well. But then again, saying that, if you've got Conrad Hull on your inside, it does a lot. I mean, that's a great offload, that.
Yeah. I mean, caught them cold as well. Caught them cold.
Yeah, no,
One thing I noticed about the commentary on this, they very rarely refer to Hull as a black and white.
Yeah, they must have been listening to you.
I'm a man of
Darnell there. Darnell, fair play, giving it straight away. And, very rare you see St Helens caught out like that. Very rare. But, lovely little kick through.
Yeah, I love that Hull supporter giving the V's to the same sound.
Bit premature, that one.
Yeah, he'll regret it that in the morning when he watched it.
Mate, you've got to take the joy while it lasts.
I don't think it's any time at any point on Thursday night will I be giving the V's.
No, we'll remind you of that. And again, we don't apologise for the amount of times that the Super League YouTube channel showed this. It was a very well executed try.
It's a great try.
Really well executed try. And again, when Jake Connors pulls the shot, he's a great kick that. And good pace, and Mark Percival, Mike's brother, did well.
Is he playing this week?
I don't know. Parsi there flying in, good to see. It was a
great offload.
Oh mate, again a thing of absolute beauty. Really nice. It is poor defence.
That was poor defence.
Yeah, it is. It is poor defence. No, it is. It is, and the whole fans will be very disappointed with that, and rightly so.
A minute before half time.
Yeah, but you see this all the time. I mean, but credit where credit's due there to Wellesby. It was a hard run. It was a good run, and very aware of his surroundings and gets the ball down. It's a good try, and yet to be fair, that sort of for me, you were concerned at half time for Hull, because up to that point it was a right good arm wrestle.
It was a great first half.
Yeah,
it was a great first half.
Yeah, I agree.
The Saints kind of ran away with it.
Yeah, they did. Second half. I mean, don't get me wrong. Hull put up as much as they could. I mean, for me again, mate.
That's been a red card this season. That's been a red card.
Well, I think I text you, lucky boy, because that could easily have been interpreted as red.
Yeah.
So Saints got away. They got away with a few, mate. They got away with a few. I think the Lee's shoulder and that they got away with a few.
This is what's annoying. Partway through the season, you relax the rules, and teams have suffered the first few games. Look at Will Price.
Can we just bask in the glory of Mr. Hall here? This is a brilliant run. What a run! I mean, Johnny Lomax won't have an easier try probably this season, but what a run! It's just unstoppable, isn't it? I mean, what a unit! Deceptively quick. It's because he's such a big lad, but he is deceptively quick.
He's got a step.
Incredible, mate. Good night, Vienna.
Pace, step, size, power.
Phenomenal, mate.
I mean, that in the centres. You retire on the spot, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. I'd be selling programs at that point.
I'd be going to the bar after you, Conrad. I'm going for a beer, mate.
Yeah. What did you say? But yeah, I mean, when I watched when I put this together and I saw how many times they showed it, do you know what? Fair play to him. Got no issue with him showing this many times because it really is. It's a brilliant
run. And again.
It's a brilliant run. It really is. Yeah, fantastic from Conrad Hall there. On that type of form, it's hard to think that Saints won't renew his contract for next season. And here he goes again. Superb. Great to see him
in the right place again.
Tommy doing his business yet again and doing a fine job.
I think I'd score if Conrad Hall was my centre.
Well, mate, absolutely. A good centre is worth the weight in gold. The weight in gold, and Conrad Hall this season, outstanding.
Look at that! It's a no-look pass as well. I hadn't noticed that on the night, but it's a no-look pass.
Phenomenal, mate. Phenomenal. Yeah, really, really good. Really, really good. That particular try, the Tommy Makinson's second one, was up for try of the week. 9% came in third. That one. And then, of course,
I think that was a bit of a forward pass.
Yeah,
as well.
And again, I think sometimes, had the game been closer, maybe he blows. But I think at this point, 74 minutes gone, 24-4 down. It's an easy decision for him to make. Just let the game go. Doesn't really matter.
He did let the game flow, Jack Smith. From what I remember of the game.
I'll give the benefit of the doubt. It's probably flat. I mean, I think these type of camera angles where the cameras this side can be quite deceptive. But yeah, do you know what? I've got no issue with it. Darnell, going in for 2. Good to see McIntosh in good form. Points. It did. I must admit, I was delighted when that one went in. That took me from 2 to 5. It didn't really matter, mate. You still had me by 2 on the weekend, but no spoiler alert. But yeah, fair play, a good performance, and well done to St Helens. Good win that against Hull FC. Yeah. Oh God, here we go. We do have to. We do. Right. Like I said earlier on, I'm struggling. I think where Darryl Powell's got to be given the season. I reiterate that, but I think there's got to be a master plan behind the scenes, because what he continues to do in his press conference is put the onus on the players. And when any manager in the modern era puts the blame at the foot of the players, normally it only ends one way. So that suggests to me that there's a massive cull about to happen at the Warrington Wolves. There's going to be a massive change at the end of this season.
I disagreed with the way he put the loss the other week on Riley Dean's shoulders for poor kicking. Well, I'm sorry, George Williams is no great kicker from what I've seen of him.
No, Williams. Albeit he showed a bit of passion when we went in for the try, but he's got a long way to go to really get going. Let's get the highlight reel going. And again, if you're going to concede 80 points in 2 games, which is what Warrington have done, I'm sorry, you can't blame referee decisions. You've been well beaten on both occasions.
There were a few dodgy ones when this game was close, mate. There were a few dodgy ones.
The Dudson one, he's still moving. Yes, all right, he moves his arm, but his body's still moving.
Jason Clark being penalised at 8 all is one of the most scandalous. That's almost Russell Smith-esque.
Yes, I mean, that was nice to see. Ollie Holmes having a break. That was the Ollie Holmes of last year.
He probably had his best game for us on Saturday.
I agree. I think he did. And to be fair to Williams, again, decent pass there to Matauti, and then have a little bit of that, Connor. At that point, nice move.
How is Tompkins not spoken to by the ref for kicking the ball like that when the try scored?
Well, I mean,
maybe being petty, sir, but I've seen other players get.
Well, I mean, we saw Wellesby get one, but I think obviously it wasn't the try, was it? It was a dropout, and that's why he got penalised. But this pretty much the only good moment of the game for Warrington, really.
It's and apart from Bill Arthur calling Thewlis Connor Wrench all the way through the game.
Mate, it's embarrassing.
Professional as ever.
But I'll tell you what I saw on the Facebook forum. Hello to Ernie Butterfield. Hello to Jamie Slater. Good evening to you both. I think what I found really, really interesting about this game is the fact that Warrington were in the arm wrestle, without doubt.
They were.
And they just capitulated, mate. They just the flag came out.
I think they were deflated by. First of all, the penalty against Jason Clark is a nonsense. It's an absolute nonsense. And I think Liam Moore, if he's got any professional integrity, will be embarrassed by that decision when he watches it back. It was a nonsense.
Yeah, no.
Sending the try up went as a try instead of a no try kind of compounded that because it came soon after. And then I think they were really rattled by the Gildudson try. You've seen them giving double movements.
Yeah.
But the thing that we'll get to it. We'll get to the thing that really, really rankled with me in a.
Well, we will. But somebody put a highlights reel of Cassiano on our fans forum. Yeah, Cassiano showed in this game what I mean. Warrington, 3 men in the tackle were being pushed back 5-10 meters at times. Yeah. They just couldn't live with him. That was a good try from Mitchell Pearce, wasn't it?
And that was the one that went up as a try, and it to me, it's not conclusive enough to give us a try.
Well, it got given. I mean, Mike Ward's come back in here. Warrington OKR Leeds struggling at the moment with injuries and lack of form. I think in the Warrington case, I mean, the ball's down there, Greg. That's a try. Warrington, yes, bit of injuries, but.
What was going on with Josh Thewlis? I mean, he was struggling with a knee injury. They kept him on. Should have been off straight away. If that's his ACL, they have compounded that injury.
Well, I agree with you, mate. And he's out of the squad. He's out of the squad that's been announced for Saints this weekend. So that means that Ratchford is going back. Obviously, Widdup is back for Warrington. Right. If that, I mean, and you just got to say at the moment as a Warrington support. I mean, look, 68 minutes, you're 16-8, you're in the game, and from this point on, it's an absolute. I mean, look at that there. Look at the meters he's made after contact. That's not good enough. It's just not good enough.
We're not good enough. We're not big enough.
No, and that's just a walk-in. Busquet there. That's just a walk-in. That's just not. It's just not good enough at all. And then, of course, it became the Cassiano show. Cassiano, who knew Cassiano had a turn of pace as well as his size. I mean, again, it was just give me the ball and was going to do some damage. And I mean, that's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. And
it's not a question of being good enough, mate. They're not big enough to handle the big packs.
No, I really do fear for us against Saints. That's a great offload. It's a great offload. I take your point. He's moved, but mate, he's still moving.
His ball playing arm has touched the floor and then
it has.
It has movement all day long, mate.
Yeah, I agree.
All day long.
To the letter of the law, once his arm has hit the floor, then really you shouldn't move it again. No, would he have got to the line? No. But from their perspective,
there's the ball and he lifts it up, promotes the ball. It's no try.
Yeah, no, and do you know what? I've seen them go either way. I think to the letter of the law, you're probably not wrong. But again, one of those, you defend better. You're not conceding it in the first place. You're not even getting them anywhere near the try line, are you? You know what I mean? It's just not good enough. Simple as that.
I think the head's completely gone at that point.
I mean, this here from Cassiano, it's like, give me the ball. See ya. I mean, there's nobody near him. And off he goes. And it's like, dearie me. I mean, it's like, he's almost thinks to himself, I can't believe what's happening here. I mean, it's like he almost stopped there in sheer disbelief because he was going to be on the highlights reel.
I think in that one moment, he ripped up his own contract for Warrington.
Well, Fahad Yahar got the second best try voted for by the forum last week from the team element, getting 14% of the vote. Andy and Sue Kirk, they believe it was a try as he was still sliding. Again, it's open to interpretation.
Yeah.
But for Fahad Yahar is 88th try that for Catalan Dragons. Their highest
top try scorer
in Super League era. Yes, he is indeed.
Above
So well done to him.
Now,
and
this is the thing that got my goat.
Go on.
When John Wells, because Morg is offside from the kick there, he's ahead of the kicker. John Wells is shouting, "Ignore the rules, give it as a try." I'm sorry, John, no, don't ignore the rules. I'm sorry.
Well, it just goes to show how pathetic the Sky commentary actually is, because that's the point. When it's a clear breach of the rules, to even utter that live on TV, it's a disgrace.
Yeah. Don't
it's a
play
disgrace.
The rules, give it as a try.
It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace.
So
in a grand final, would you give that if it decided the game?
Would he shout that if it was against Castleford in a grand final?
No, absolutely not.
Well,
so Warrington
sorry, Dave, but the thing going about Saints unprofessionalism, I texted you at the Saints game where John Wells is stood with the sun beaming down and the cameras. All you can see is the sun behind John Wells. It's like blind, and you think,
pathetic.
Surely they've got better standards than that.
It's a poor product, mate. We talked about Maurice Lindsay at the start of the show, and you know what? I genuinely believe that if the league stay with Sky beyond 2023, we're in trouble.
They don't care. I genuinely think they don't care.
They don't care. I agree. I think we can argue that they put the money in and this, that, the other. But let's take that to one side. The future of Super League for me is terrestrial. We need somebody who's going to make it their flagship sport and throw the weight behind it. We've seen shades of that with Channel 4.
The title decider this weekend, City and Liverpool, and Liverpool playing Southampton tonight. Southampton score a goal, and the commentator.
They're not in a soundproof. They're not soundproofed, and you can hear everything that's going on in the stadium and nothing that's staying. It just wouldn't happen, mate. Wouldn't happen.
Don't disallow it. He might be offside. Don't disallow it.
Ridiculous, mate. It's an absolute farce. It's an absolute farce.
In any other sport, the commentators would shout, "Ignore the rules." Let it stand. Not in any other sport would a commentator shout that.
Well, I agree. We then go to the AJ Bell, Salford. Big game, this one at the foot of the table. We all bar the fans forum. The fans forum called Salford. They called it 1-8. Me and you felt that Leeds were good for this one.
I thought they would have showed up for Rowan Smith.
Credit where credit is due. I mean, we're about to see a piece of absolute magic from Brodie Croft. But this first try, Ken Seo was up for try of the week, didn't get enough votes, but actually a really well worked.
I enjoyed this try.
Yeah, it's a good try, really good try.
He's a finisher, Ken Seo.
Brilliant, mate.
Underrated. He was top try scorer a couple of seasons ago, and he's still
there.
He deserves.
And then virtually, I know Joe Burgess, on the other one, Lafai back, of course, we like him, he's a good player. And of course, Joe Burgess going in for, what is by any standards, a very simple score for any winger when you've got that amount of work done. That's why
you look at the size of Joe Burgess, he's bigger than our forwards.
Reece Martin there, the pass outside to Handley. Reece Martin having a good season despite Leeds' woes. Handley also doing well for Leeds this season. He's doing all right.
I think Reece Martin, I'm sure Leeds fans might disagree, but I think Reece Martin has been one of their standout players.
And again, unless I've missed it, he still hasn't signed on for next year.
No, he hasn't.
A bit of fortune favours the brave here. Nicely taken, no issues at all. Again, Brodie Croft in this game, really good ball. His assist play. I think this is the moment. I mean, this is just, look at this. Is it this one? I think it might be this one. This is lovely. Look at this. Bye. Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely.
Yeah.
And really, what's good is the telepathy as well. Brearley's waiting for that. He's right. He's rating. He knows what. In fact, again, they showed that Hurrell one time and time again. They only showed this once, but look at Brearley. Look at him. I know what he's going to do here. Brilliant.
Go with him.
Give me that ball. Beautiful try. Again, that one was up for, I think, was that one up? I think that might have been up. Oh, no, it was the Cancelo one. That was close. It ran it close. And then, of course...
I thought that was a great try, to be honest.
It was a great try. Brodie Croft, mate. Tell you. Player.
He was on my list. Or I certainly mentioned him last week.
Yeah, player, mate. And, Michael Lecki there going through and, nice turn of pace, nice twinkle toes from the prop forward. And again, Lecki, somebody who's growing as the season moves on.
I thought he started off well, if I'm being honest with you. I thought he started off. I think he was in my early doors team of the first few rounds of Lecki.
Mate,
he went
Smith. We expected, and the reason why I think we backed Leeds last week, we expected, first game in charge, Rowan Smith.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna go away. Richie Myler obviously has been getting a lot of rest and recuperation.
Has he?
I believe so. Rest and recuperation, of course, came back to Leeds. Just didn't expect that. I did not expect Leeds to, dare I say, lose by such a straightforward margin.
I would put money on Leeds winning that.
Yeah,
in front of a new coach.
Yeah, we backed him. We backed him, and it didn't work right. Andy and Sue time. Andy and Sue, here it comes. Your beloved Castleford, taking on Hull KR. Hull KR haven't scored a point in 160 minutes of rugby league. Is it a crisis? Has the Tony Smith factor of being not there next year? Has it? Popped.
I think more to do with the injuries he suffered.
Yeah, and Abdul now as well, going to be out for the season.
Was that gone for a season, I believe?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of creative players sat in the stands.
No, I completely agree. And early doors here, Castleford out muscling at KR. One of the things that KR have been decent with pretty much all season is the defence. To be fair to them, there he is, Kenny Edwards. Kenny. It's a fine try. Is Kenny watching this evening? I've not seen his name pop up yet, but yeah,
Danny Levi hasn't been back since.
What's that?
Danny Levi hasn't been back since.
Yeah, Danny Levi, yeah, or unless they're here by different names, who knows? But yeah, fine try that from Kenny Edwards. And then Durrell first, he's come out saying that it's a massive, real competition for places in the backs. And Jake Mamo there almost dislocated his wrist, but hey, fair play to him, passionate lad.
If only Warrington had a player like Jake Mamo.
If only, yeah. And here he is. Oh, good try. There he is, Mr. Gary. That's got the try of the week from the fans forum. 65% of the vote.
He's got to be disappointed, though, that he didn't score in the first 30 seconds of the game like he usually does.
And there's Mr. Mamo. He likes an intercept.
He does. And he's good at them as well.
Who's that there? Is that Sean Kenny Dowell? Who's number 3?
I thought he'd been shot.
Who is number 3? Who is 3?
You think it's Kenny Dowell, isn't it?
Is it Kenny Dowell?
Yeah.
No, it's not. Who is it?
No, he's number 4, Kenny Dowell, I think.
Was it Ben Crooks? Was it number 2? Do you know what? When I saw that, I thought, who was that?
I thought it was Mo Salah for a minute.
Mate, whoever it was, he was a bit injured, the lad. And of course, Gary going in for his second there. In good form. I like this kid. I like this kid a lot. He's got a big future, hasn't he? He's got a big future. But yeah, well done to Castleford. 32 points to 0.
Is that 4 or 5 on the bounce now?
I think it's 5. I think they're actually. I think that when you consider early in the season, there's a lot of. Oh, it's Tegarangi. Thanks for that, Andy and Sue. Was it
Tegarangi?
Tegarangi. Yeah. What number is he then? Is he 3? Is it? I don't know.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, there's Tegarangi. Yeah, he's there. He's hiding. They're absolutely spot on. But yeah, early in the season, we were talking about. Lee Radford, it was a poor start by any standards, but by God, have they absolutely rallied. Credit where credit's due. Classy Cass is back under Mr. Lee Radford. Well done.
5 on the bounce, you can't knock that.
You can't knock it, and nor would we wish to. And then, we then come into the final game of the weekend, the Toulouse Olympic against Wakefield. We said this could be a really, really big game. We all went to Toulouse, and Toulouse did the business. Great win. Ollie Ashell bought as well. What a performance.
He was superb.
Wasn't he?
I think he got his Sky's team of the week.
Mate, his first try, I'll tell you, I don't think it was almost like doing the unbelievable. It was like doing Ring of Roses. It was wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Credit where credit's due. But to be fair to Wakefield, started decent. That's a nice finish.
Good
Nothing
finish.
wrong with that at
Lee
all.
Pennyess, Kevin Pennyess. Sorry, not Lee.
Fine.
Pennyess.
But yeah, Ashel Bolt, here he comes, and like I say, it's a wonderful thing. Here it is, Ring of Roses time.
Yeah,
here it comes. 1, 2. Oh, it's a beautiful moment.
He must have been dizzy after that.
Oh, mate, absolutely. He was. It's Rick Reeves in disguise.
It was
absolutely. Well, no, well played, mate. And you know what? Fair play to him. He left Huddersfield. He wanted to play at Rugby League. He wanted to go over to Toulouse, and I think it's fair to say that since good, well done to Kay there. But I think since he's gone over there, he's playing well. He's a good player. He deserves to be playing. Again, good offload. Really good. Matty Russell. Russell. He's scoring tries.
An old warhorse, but he's still scoring.
He still scores the tries. So, it's game on. It's game on. Toulouse, there's been all this talk about they should remain in Super League. Don't write them off in terms of staying in Super League.
Well, certainly the way certain teams above them are playing, they could very well survive on their own merit at this moment.
Absolutely. And, of course, making some good acquisitions as well, which is good to see. They're starting to bring a few players in now. And it's working.
The Aussies have joined this week.
Yeah, that's right. Well, one of them actually played in this game.
Yeah.
The lad that we featured last week. He was in here. God, his name now escapes me. I do apologise. Where are we? There it has to lose. It was dearie, mate. Where are you? Alvaro, Daniel Alvaro, of course, on debut. Played very well indeed. I'm led to believe, and well done to Toulouse. It's game on, like I say. Right, it's that time of the week again.
2 wins and a draw this season. 3 wins and a draw.
Who's that? Toulouse. 2 wins.
2 wins and a draw.
No, just 2 wins.
Oh, is it just 2 wins?
2 wins. But yeah, doing very well indeed. It has come to that time of the week that we always enjoy here at Super League Raw. As you remember, ladies and gentlemen, Greg did lay a little challenge down, just a bit of fun, just a little fun, nothing more, nothing less. A James Bond theme as we do Team of the Week, and of course, I'm always happy to oblige. So here it is, this week's Team of the Week, with a little undertone of a James Bond theme. Who made Team of the Week for round number 12? Let's find out. Here we go. It's the Super League Raw Team of the Week for round number 12. Here we go again at fullback. You know the name, you know the number. It's only for Ashel Bott of the Toulouse Olympic. 2 brilliant tries to make sure they got their second win of the season. It's now game on against Wakefield Trinity for survival in 2022. Do not write off Toulouse just yet. And number 2, it's not Ennis, it's Lewis Senior of the Huddersfield Giants. The man with a Midas touch. 3 tries against the Wigan Warriors. What a performance from the young man, and what a team Huddersfield Giants are proving to be this year. At number 3, it's Jake Mamo of Castleford Tigers. He may have only have scored twice, but what a brace it was. But perhaps more impressively, playing his part in defence to make sure that KR did not register a point. At number 4, it is Ricky Latelli of the Huddersfield Giants. On his 200th career appearance, he scared the living daylights out of the Wigan Warriors, didn't he? With a try and an assist to boot. A fine display by Mr. Latelli. We'll see him again before the end of the season. At number 5, it is Fahad Yahar of the Catalan Dragons, scoring his 88th try. He is now on the top of Catalan Dragons try scoring charts in Super League era. Well done, Mr. Yahar. At number 6, well, it was Brodie Croft. It could have been for your eyes only, but no, he wanted everybody in the stadium to see what a player this young man is, and can they keep hold of him for 2023, or will it be another Jackson Hastings? We'll have to wait and see. At number 7, Mr. Consistency, Johnny Lomax, with one arm as well to boot, but he got his jaws into Hull FC. A fine try from Mr. Lomax. Actually, it was pivotal, wasn't it? A great display from half injured Mr. Lomax. And at number 8, it's Sam Cassiano of the Catalan Dragons. Oh, he was like a thunderball against the Warrington Wolves, and the man with the golden run. What a break in the second half as well. Everything Warrington needs. Well, and he's in the wrong shirt. At number 9, it's Paul McShane, who's got a licence to thrill once more. He's getting stronger as the season goes on. Another 2 assists, and look at that, 36 tackles. The captain leading from the front. And at number 10, it's a view to a king, Ruddy Yawa. Oh, he's back in the team of the week once more. He's having a fine season. It's a one-man wrecking machine, and he's doing very, very well indeed. 138 metres. Well done to the king. At number 11, it's Curtis Sirenen of St. Helens. Oh, it's his first time in the team of the week, in fact, and he's not really played much, has he? But here he is in the team of the week. A fine performance on the left edge for St. Helens against Hull FC. He'll surely be back. At number 12, it's Kenny Edwards. Oh, what a golden eye for a try he's got, and an assist as well to boot. Is he watching us again this week? Well, if you are, Kenny, congratulations. You're here at last. You're in the team of the week. Can you make it 2 from 2 next week? We'll see. And finally, number 13, Joe Westerman of the Castleford Tigers. A fantastic display once again. Look at those carries for 150 metres. Mr. Westerman in fine form. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your team of the week for round number 12. Team of the week for round number 12. There you go, Reggie. Happy days. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes, I took on the challenge. And
as good as that was, on a top was genius. Genius. So I stood up and applauded.
I know, mate. I know. You've got to do these things. It's all for a giggle. But yeah, there you go, team of the week. And a lot of new ones in there this week. So Ashel Bott, first time in the team of the week. Senior in the team of the week. I think Latelli's been there already this season. First time for Yaha. Second time for Croft. Lomax back in. First time for Cassiano. The king. A view to a king. Oh, Ruddy Yawa. What a player. Outstanding. But no, really good. And you know, littered with Castleford players last week. Played really well at Castleford. You know, like I say, I think a few Saints fans will be probably saying, where's Conrad Hull? Don't disagree. It was a close call between Mamo and Latelli. I think Conrad Hull certainly had a good shout for it. But no, all in all, we'll stand by that. You know, bit of fun. Let us what you know.
A decent team.
Decent team. Let us know your thoughts in the chat. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Who would you have had instead of somebody that's in there? Let us know, is what we would say. Right. Okay. We now come to that part of the week where it's prediction time. The votes are in from the fans forum. So it's time to get our thinking caps on once more and decide who we think is going to come out on top in round number 13. But before we get to that, let's just take a quick look at how the league table looks as we go into round number 13. This is how they stand as we go in to the next round. This is, of course, after 12. St. Helens yet again leading from the front now with 20 points on the board. Catalan Dragons and the Wigan Warriors both on 18 apiece. Then it's Huddersfield Giants, a bit of a gap back to 15 points for Huddersfield. Then FC on 14. Then it's Castleford and Hull KR on 12, Warrington on 10, Salford 8, Rhinos on 7, and Wakefield on 6, with Toulouse now on 4. It's getting interesting in terms of both the top 6 and the bottom.
It is. There should be some teams that are definitely looking over their shoulder.
I agree.
Definitely.
I agree.
I think I'm getting a little bit worried, I have to admit.
Nah, mate. No.
I'm a little bit concerned, I have to admit.
Oh, Stephen Tracy Wilson have just joined us. Good to see you back, guys. You have missed the Hull and Saints repeat, so you'll be delighted to hear about that, I'm sure. But good to have you along yet again.
And in different rooms again?
Possibly. By all accounts, the lads have been playing football tonight, but they may be in different rooms. They may now be enjoying this show together with a glass of vino and
or a cup of tea.
Or a cup of tea. That'd be nice. That'd be lovely. So there you go. So that's the way the league table looks. In terms of last week, Well, the fans forum came out on top again, as did Greg, both getting 11 points apiece. Now 7 points the difference between Greg and the fans forum, with me on 40. Just 12 points separating us all as we go into round 3. This is how round 13. This is how it looks. Warrington Wolves and St Helens kick off on Thursday. Then, of course, on Friday, we've got the Huddersfield Giants taking on Toulouse, Leeds Rhinos taking on Wakefield, and the Salford Red Devils against the Casford Tigers. Then, of course, on I think the last game, the Salford Casford is on Sky, and then Hull KR taking on Catalan on Channel 4, back to Saturday at 12:30. Happy days. And Hull FC taking on the Wigan Warriors. And of course, the interesting undertone of the Wigan game and the Huddersfield game is, of course, Wembley awaits in a week's time. What does that mean? Things to consider as we go through the team. So starting with Warrington and St Helens, live at the Halliwell Jones. It's not Friday, apologies for that, it's Thursday. Live at Halliwell Jones on Thursday. It's not Friday, my apologies, but it is live 8 o'clock on Thursday on the Halliwell Jones. Warrington Wolves, no Minikin Still, no Harrison, no Jack Hughes. Josh Tranley dropped and out. Obviously something's happened there. And Josh Thewlis not in the squad with that knee injury in there. Tracy Wilson has confirmed she's having actually a cup of coffee. Anyway, we then look at the Saints team, just the 3 absentees going into the game of prominence. No Lewis Dodd, of course, out for the season. Regan Gray still not expected to play, and Will Habati also not going to be playing. Warrington, like I say, 80 points. Conceded in 2 rounds of Super League. Saints, workmanlike. I think everybody was surprised by the Castleford scoreline, but of course that was the week before the semi, I think.
They played some kids, didn't they?
They did, but take nothing away from Castleford. You can only beat what's in front of you. But back to winning ways as well. Fans forum, 85% going the way of St Helens, 18 plus the going. Hard to disagree with him, Greg.
Oh, Warrington 18 plus all day long, mate. And then I woke up. Saints 18 plus. My God, it'd be 18 plus in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs, and I've seen a lot of things on social media trying to play up this rivalry and what this fixture has meant over the years. And
give it up, and just talk it down.
Yeah, I think you should be talking it down. As a Warrington fan at the moment, I'm not seeing anything that makes me think that Warrington will be anything. They just won't be competitive in this game. And I hate to say that, but Saints have got too much class. Warrington at the moment just seem completely devoid of team spirit.
Rudderless. Absolutely rudderless. There's no. As much as I didn't like the kind of Sky commentary, John Wells was absolutely right. No leaders, no pack, no idea.
No, I saw Ratchford. Ratchford was being a bit verbal, but do you know what? The likes of the man that's pictured there, Williams and Widdop, if he is back, these people need to stand up. These people are on the biggest money at the club, and I'll be honest with you, at the moment they're not earning that money. I'm afraid it's as simple as that.
The best half-back partnership we've had this season has been Mentality and Riley Dean.
Says it all, mate. Says it all. And right, let's get off that one as quickly as possible.
You stick with it. You don't drop it.
No,
even if you've got Williams and Widdop on the bench.
Yeah,
you stick with the partnership that worked.
I agree with you. Completely agree with you. Then we go to Friday at 7:45. Notice the time there, 7:45 at the John Smith Stadium. Huddersfield Giants off the back of beating, of course, Wigan last week. Wakefield, and of course, getting to Wembley as well in great form. The only absentees, Will Price taking his last game out with suspension. Bit of a hammer blow. Chris McQueen not expected to play. Adam O'Brien also a doubt for this game.
McQueen's fit for Wembley. I think that would be an absolute.
I think that's probably what's going on there, if truth was to be told. Toulouse, of course, coming off the back of it, a great win for them. And the question is, we don't know as we sit here now, but if Huddersfield play a weakened side, this could be 2 wins in 2 for Toulouse.
I agree. And I am going to take the gamble that Giants will play a weakened side, and I'm going for Toulouse, and I'm going 9-17. That could be a costly gamble, but I'm going with that gamble because I think the Giants will rest players.
Yeah, and do you know what? And not just that, they'll have one eye on the final.
Yeah.
Do you know what? The fans' form have gone 77% Huddersfield, 9-17 is their pick. I think it might be a bit tighter than you. I'm going to go 0-8, but I'm going to go to lose. I do think that, especially DP lacks a plan B when plan A fails, is what Andy and Sue are playing. Darryl Powell, that is.
He lacks the plan A, never mind a plan B.
He needs it, mate. He just needs a plan at this moment in time, bless him. But yeah, in terms of to lose, 0-8, I'm going to go there. I do think that Huddersfield will potentially mix this one up a little bit. And also the players that do play are going to have one eye on Wembley as well. Whereas I think Toulouse will be focused. I think Toulouse will go into this, with that, with the players that they've brought in, and of course off the back of a win. I think I've got to go with you. I do think Toulouse, but I'm going to go a bit tighter.
It might be a gamble. It might be a costly gamble.
Hey, it's a bit of fun, sir. It's a bit of fun.
I get the feeling Giants will play not a weakened side, but not their full strength team.
I agree. I think there'll be some key personnel that they will rest for this game. I think there could be a potential that the likes of Lola Hoyer is not playing in this game. Farge may even sit this one out potentially because he may go with. I mean, it looks like Cogger's fit. You might go Cogger and Russell in the halves. I mean, who's to say? So I think because he's also got. He knows that Will Price he's coming back, and by all accounts, Will Price is ripping up trees in training. So
what a shame that Will Price's suspension didn't end last week, because this would have been a great chance for him to.
Yeah, just get a bit of sharpness. I agree.
A bit of sharpness,
Yeah, I agree, mate. It's going to be interesting, that one. It's going to be interesting. Then we go to Headingley, another game that's going to be interesting. Leeds Rhinos, of course, now off the back of that. I mean, look at Wakefield's form. It's an absolute shocker. Really, really in turmoil. A couple of tight games in there, but in the main, they are in absolute turmoil. The same absentees, really. Then Tom Johnson, a doubt. They haven't said what that is, but he's a doubt for this game again. Leeds... I should see there a similar absentee list for them. Dear me. Fans Forum, I've gone Wakefield.
Really?
53% Wakefield. Wow. They've gone 1-8 Wakefield. Here's the interesting thing, and I say this every season. Wakefield have a great record at Headingley. I say it every year. And I think last year they beat them at Headingley. They've got a good record here.
I'm with the fans forum. I'm with the fans forum. Wakefield 9-17. I think Leeds' confidence is absolutely shot to pieces.
That's big. That's big. I'm going to go against you. I am going to say Leeds.
Fair enough, sir.
I'm going to go 9-17 Leeds.
Okay.
That's again, a couple of gambles there, really, maybe Toulouse and now Leeds. But do you know what? They're at home. Another week under the tutelage of Mr. Smith.
That's a good word, tutelage.
Oh, mate, tell you, full of it, mate. Full of it. I'm on the top of things tonight, mate. On the top of things. Hey. Right. 8 o'clock Friday night. And do you know what? What I like about this is I think this could be a really good televised game. I think this could be a really good game. 8 o'clock, Red Devils taking on the Tigers. Obviously, the Red Devils just coming off the back of the Leeds win. The Tigers coming off the back of the Hull win. Obviously, they had that bad outing out in Catalan, but they're in good form. If you look at the scores there, certainly the last 2 home games, they've scored 62 points in those 2 games. And of course, 34 points away to Wakefield. So, they know where the try line is. There's no doubt about that. And, if you look at the Salford side there, they've been competitive against Saints. They've been competitive against Wigan. So, at the end of the day, this could be a really, really good game. The fans forum have gone Cass. They've gone 60% Cass. And they've gone 9-17 Cass.
I'm going Salford 0-8.
Salford 0-8. Interesting.
I don't know why. I just get a feeling Salford are going to win this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just get, when you get one of those.
I'm going. Yeah, well, you've got to go with your feelings, sir. You've got to go with your feelings, especially at your age when you get the feeling. You've got to go with it, mate. Hey, steady. So, Cass, I'm going to go with the fans forum 9-17 to Cass. I think Cass. I was really impressed with him last week against Hull KR. Really impressed with him. And don't get me wrong, Salford played very well against Leeds, but 32-0. You can have your view on Hull KR, but to nil KR, 32-0.
I think Salford. I just don't know. I just think think they'll turn it on. I think they'll do it. I think it'll be close, but I think Salford will win it.
Kenny Edwards is with us. Kenny, you're in Team of the Week. You're in Team of the Week, sir. You are in our second row this week. You missed it, but you can watch it on repeat. Kenny, sir, sensational performance. Congratulations. And I've just backed your team to win 9-17 at the weekend.
So did I.
Greg, on the other hand, have tipped Salford 0-8. Kenny Edwards of Castleford fame is with us. Kenny, great performance, great try last week. Congratulations on that one. If you ever want to come on, Kenny, just let us know. It'll be a privilege to have you on the show. Right, we then move to Hull KR. Hull KR against the Catalan Dragons. KR, oh dear.
Look at that.
160 minutes of rugby league football without a point. Not great. Of course, coming off the back of Tony Smith announcing that he's leaving. Ooh. And then they're going up against the Catalan team that, let's be fair, at the moment, despite 4 very big absentees, just look in the groove, playing really, really well indeed. The fans forum, 100%. Hey, Kenny Edwards. Thanks, fellas. Hey, well done, Kenny, lad. Good man. Get on the show. Get on the show, sir. Well done. In the Team of the Week. Can you back it up? Can you go again this week and get in it next week? No favoritism, of course. You've fully earned it. Fully earned it. We never give freebies on this show. But yeah, 100% of the fans forum going Catalan Dragons 18+ against Hull KR.
It would be foolish to back against them, sir.
Yeah, I agree, mate.
This would be the shock of the season so far if KR pull this off.
Yeah,
I'm going Catalans 18+. I'm sorry, KR fan. I apologise.
Boring as it sounds, I completely agree. You know, when you look at the fact that they've lost to Leeds, they've lost to Tigers, they haven't scored a point, and now they're going up against the team. And when you look at look at that there. You're looking at a team where Salford 36 points, Castleford 44, 40 against Warrington. Yeah, you'd be a brave man to bet against the Catalan Dragons on this one. So yeah, I'm with you, mate. And then finally,
they've lost on Humberside at once this season. Can lightning strike twice?
Who knows? And of course, that game live on Channel 4. And what's really good this week is that the games that aren't televised, the 2 games that aren't televised, they're going to be live on TalkSport 2 in your commentary as well, which is really good. So you can watch a game and maybe listen to another one. Interesting. Good to see that it's getting that level of coverage. And then finally, bringing the curtain down on round 13 at the AKM, 3 o'clock on Saturday is Hull FC taking on the Wigan Warriors. Of course, Wigan, one eye on Wembley. Hull's absentees, Keita, Savelio, Fash, of course, with that concussion. Yeah, it was a bad one, that one. Cameron Scott out of his ankle. Ben McNamara expected to be out with his back. For Wigan, just the same absentees. No Kai Pearce-Paul, no Thomas Lulawai, and no Willie Isa either in this game. Again, Wembley, the Wembley factor. 54% of the fans forum going Hull FC 9-17. Maybe they see Wigan perhaps not playing the fully strength squad for this one. What's your thoughts?
I'm taking the gamble as well, and I think Wigan will rest a few players, and I'm going Hull 0-8.
So you're going a bit tighter.
Yeah, 0-8 Hull.
Yeah, okay. Do you know what? I'm gonna go. I'm not going to go the same. I'm going with the forum. I think 9-17 Hull. I do think that Hull off the back of a defeat last week. I think we got a few likes there from Hull fans, but yeah, I think Hull will bounce back this week, and I think it will be helped by the fact that Wigan have got an eye on the Challenge Cup final. So yeah, that is round number 13. A great week of rugby league. Really looking forward to the televised games. Really looking forward to that Saturday game. But more, I think of all the games this week, that Salford Castleford game should be a belter. I'm really looking forward to that one, I have to say. I think
I'm not really looking forward to Thursday night, I must admit.
No, I mean, hence why I'm not talking about anything but Friday and Saturday rugby league. It's a shocker, isn't it? Imagine if the unthinkable was to happen. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I won't be having a glass of red wine. I'll be having a bottle next week. I'll tell you.
I think those bottles will be very safely stored in your cellar. I think they will
probably be very safe indeed, very safely stored. So yes, Kenny, check out your Team of the Week. you're in there, my friend. Join us next week. Tell the boys at Castleford about us and wish them well going into the weekend. Try and get them on. If ever anybody wants to come on, we'd be delighted to have you. I'm sure that Andy and Sue would be delighted if you came on the show as ardent Castleford fans. They would be absolutely delighted to have you with us. So, as always, we always say we don't do this for any other reason than the love of the sport. It's been another hour and 25 minutes of pure rugby league sport. Steve Wilson there said he missed it earlier. What did we think of the Fash incident? We thought it was a red card, mate. Simple as that. We thought it was a red card. He was very, very lucky to get away with that one. Very lucky indeed. And also there was another incident in that game as well. It was the spear tackle as well.
Lifting the legs. Very lucky.
Yeah, again, lucky there.
Down to 11 men.
That was Bell. That was Bell, wasn't it? Yeah. So again, Saints got a couple there that could have easily
survived the disciplinary, I think, as well. Bell, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, mate. Yeah. So that's the way we saw that, Steve. So there you go. We do it for any other reason other than love of the sport. We're going to bring the curtain down on another week of Super League Raw Weekly with the top performers of the Super League thus far. But a few changes as well this week. A few places swapped, a few new faces in the top performers of Super League 2022 when we do this. But Greg, we will we be back? Yes, we will. We will be back.
Hope so.
We will be back next week to take a look back at round 13, preview round 14. We will be having a break for the week after the Challenge Cup. So we'll have a week off because it's half term and we're doing things. Hence why we'll review round 14 next week, not the week after. And then we will come back reviewing round 14 after the event. That's the plan, ladies and gentlemen. So, Greg, as always, I'm sure you would like to wish everybody a very fine...
Absolute pleasure, as usual, sir. Thanks to everybody who's joined us.
Absolutely.
Enjoy Rugby League.
Enjoy your Rugby League indeed. And all that's left for us to do is to basically... once I get my act together here, is show you the top performers of the Super League season thus far. Good afternoon, good evening. Hello, everybody. Go safe. Welcome to the top performers around 12, and we'll see you next week.